Because One Direction on stage, you weren't like a routine-based band, were you?
Oh, God, we were awful. Like, it was just no... I mean...
That's what I was going to say, but I was being polite. Do you miss being in the band? Do you miss the other guys? Because enough time has gone... I know there were tensions,
It's been a while.
Yeah, how long?
I mean, we've nearly been out of the band as long as we were in it, which is a weird thing to think about, because it was like, at one point, it was your whole life, and now, obviously, you know, I'm out doing my own thing. But, yeah, I definitely miss it. It's different... There's different pressures these days. When it all kind of relies on you, you kind of have to come up with everything. And when you're on stage, like, I haven't got someone to turn around to be like, oh, you'll just take over.
Someone can help you pick up. But I guess were you 17 when you were first together in the band?
16 when we started, yeah.
OK, and so that's a crazy 4 years, incredibly intense experience.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It must have been a hell of a lot for you.
It was a lot, and in the end, I really genuinely do think that we needed the break that we had, because it was just getting so hectic. Like, we would literally be at award shows and we'd win the most awards on the night and then never see the after party. We would already be on a plane going somewhere else to do the next show, to go somewhere else, and just by the end of it, it's like, you know, we were kids, man, so it was pretty crazy.
And so who helped you through that? Who would you rely on? Who would you talk to when you were feeling that sort of pressure?
I feel like me and Louis always had the most connection through everything, because, I mean, there was a point where we did not get on at all. We absolutely
at the beginning, you were not friends,
there was huge friction. Like, we had this one massive row one night where, like, he was, like, playing my video from when I was 14 on the show by myself, when Simon said no, like, replaying it in the bedroom, and I was like, oh, my God.
But that is...
I hate you so bad right now. He was like, and Simon's just going, it's a no. No, I mean, at the start of it, me and him just didn't click at all, and I think it's because we both had that leadership thing within us, but then we kind of got to a point where there were certain things he was better at making decisions on, and then there was other things that I was better at making decisions on. So we kind of bonded together, and then, I mean, bless him, I mean, Lou's been through so much in the last few years, ever since the band ended, and whenever I have a problem, whenever he has a problem, we always call each other about it and make sure we check in and whatever else, so... And
so are you in touch with the other guys as well? Because Louis, you're obviously still quite close with. I don't know if you've seen him, but are you in touch with the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, I speak to Niall every so often. I haven't spoken to Harry in a long time now. And Zayn, I mean, Zayn left, so I haven't seen him since...
Well, Zayn was the first to go, wasn't he? He was the most keen to put distance between him and the band, wasn't he?
I mean, we all had a good time. There was moments when it was absolute bliss, but then there's obviously moments where it's like, this is awful, do you know what I mean? And for him, I just think there was more moments where he didn't really enjoy what he was doing to us. He did. So, you know, fair play to him. He went off and did his own thing, and he's doing really well, so...
But I noticed your material that you do now, like the single we played earlier, you've got the album coming out now, and your earlier solo stuff, it's different, it's got a different feel to it than the One Direction stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot more of me comes out in my own project, but I feel the same for everybody else. I mean, you know, Harry's doing off what he does, and the other boys doing their thing, and it's like... The funny thing is, the name couldn't be more ironic at this point, because it's One Direction, but we've all just gone...
5 directions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was like, what the hell were these boys thinking? Like, how did this ever work?
When will you get back together? Will it be just because of tax bills, or is there any desire in the future? Because that's a legitimate reason. That is a legitimate reason, and never be ashamed of that.
Hey, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, yeah. But have you discussed, has anyone raised that? Because there would be a huge appetite for that. Maybe it's too soon, I don't know, but...
I feel like everybody outwardly in the press has said something, but we haven't really spoke as a collective together, so I don't really know. I mean, all I can say is I don't think for at least the next 2 years it's going to happen. And I'm tired of saying dates, because people hold you to it, and then, like, I get loads of, like, angry, like, girls on the internet, like, telling me off. I'll be like, you said 2020. And I'm like, I did say...
Well, Mott's mum can deal with them.
You've been doing it.
I'll be her manager. I'll be her manager.
But do you think Zayn would come back, though?
No, I don't think that'll ever happen.
Right.
It was, when he left, it wasn't on great terms.
Yeah, yeah.
And... I suppose I can be honest about this at this point. Yeah, it wasn't really on great terms, so I don't feel like it's a thing. If he didn't want to be here, then he shouldn't be here, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, which is fine, and like I say, you know, good for him, he's going off and doing his own thing, and he's doing really well, so I don't want to mess with his